Where the fuck is McClay?
Bogcast, episode 80. Patrick Vaillancourt.
Action.
Awesome. This is episode 80 of the Bogcast. I'm your host, Keith Obit, joined with my co-host and best friend, Brian McClay. We are brought to you by Bang Salon. Come get all your hair needs, including cuts, natural colors, vivid colors, extensions, shampoo and stylings, all under one roof at Bang Salon. Find and message Bang Salon on Instagram at Bang Salon at BANGDSALON. Use promo code
Bogcast
for 20% off your first visit. So come on down and get banged by Jordan. But if you really try to bang her, I'll fucking kill you. Cool.
Check us out on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Play, all your favorite podcatchers. Hit us up on IG. We have a new Instagram. You find a lot of little extra shit on there, little behind-the-scenes stuff, some little video clips, some fun stuff. So at the Bogcast, all one word, at the Bogcast. Check us out there. Tell us what you think. Let us know.
Hell yeah.
Like and subscribe. Fucking A.
Yeah, hit that fucking subscribe button. Shit.
Smash that subscribe button.
Anyway, really excited to have our guest today. He is the man responsible for getting me into acting, into the film community here in Phoenix. I know I've told this story many times before, but in 2016, I didn't wake up and say, hey, I'm going to be an actor this year. You know, I'd always been obsessed with films and movies and cannabis cough. Anytime we cough is a cannabis cough. I'm just going to throw that out there now, by the way. So I don't
Cannabis cough.
Exactly.
You're going to get that from me all
yeah. We do that constantly. But anyway, so I thought trying to be an actor or getting involved in the film community was like a foreign thing, like something you could just never get into. And I worked at this insurance company, and our next guest was a coworker of mine. I saw him reading something over and over again. I'm like, what the fuck are you reading? And he's like, oh, a script. I'm like, a script for what? He's like, oh, I'm an actor. I'm shooting this action sequence coming up. I was like, holy shit. And he brought me on the set and fucking opened my eyes to a whole new world I didn't even know about as far as a film and acting community here in Phoenix. And me, like I said, being obsessed with it, I was just fucking in awe, and that guest in person is Patrick Vaillancourt. How the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you been? It's been a minute.
Yeah, no shit, man. You look awesome, man.
Hey, thanks,
you look great. I'm really excited to see you. I've been wanting to have you on the show since we started and shit. Like I said, you are responsible for this crazy new venture that I got myself into and stuff. But do you remember?
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man. No, dude. I was thinking about that actually. When you called me, or when we were IMing here the other day, I was explaining that story to somebody else, and I was like, it was when we went and saw Deadpool, and I think that's when you and I met.
Yeah.
And we, I was in my closet, like I had to go see the premiere before I was going to go do my scenes. So thank you, Luke Malone, on the director on that one.
Oh, you shot your scenes.
Remember you and I went to go see the Deadpool premiere.
And then I went with you to the I forgot about
set,
that.
Yeah, but they were hanging out and waiting for me to get there because like we had to shoot our scenes.
I totally remember, dude. I thought you were a fucking rock star on there, dude. Because I'll never forget because when we walked in there, I'm friends with him now, but I didn't realize it. A big, huge, black, buff guy with an earpiece comes walking up and is like, with the nicest voice ever. He's like, do you guys need anything?
Oh yeah.
And then you're like, 2 waters. And then you're like, and then you like.
Did I give you a little?
Yeah.
I mean, I said please. I
would
not
you're
have
totally nice, but I was like, showing me the world, And I ended up becoming Freddie Germany, which I'm actually really good friends with now. And as a matter of fact, on that set, I saw him talk to, I forgot who the makeup artist was, but they were talking about hey, can you work on this project next month? And I was just standing in the middle of them while they were talking, and I was just like, hey, if you guys need any help, I'll do whatever you need. And
Yeah.
they end up calling me, like 3 or 4 weeks later, and I was running like lights and was learning Slate and how to do all like the behind the camera stuff. And
Right.
at that time, I still didn't have any, ambition into acting or whatever. I was just having fun behind the camera, So yeah, I really appreciate you, showing that to me. Like I said, you were
Oh, absolutely, man. It was
you
fun-
were a
it was
rock
fun
star
hanging out.
to me. Richard Ryan was a rock star to me because
Richard, yeah.
when you were like filming your scenes
Richard
and
and
stuff, I was
Katrina, yeah.
bullshitting with Richard, and he was like, "I was on Discovery ID, I was on this, I was on that, I'm
Oh,
on
that dude's done all sorts of
IMDb."
stuff. Yeah, he's on like magazine covers for Kung Fu.
Oh
shit
yeah,
and
he's
all
a
sorts
yeah.
of
So I was
stuff.
like, "Oh my!" I'm like, "There's fucking celebrities here in fucking Phoenix
Nah,
and shit."
dude, no. I mean, no. But the people that were on that one were a lot of the same people that I've worked with before,
Yeah.
and they do a lot of great work. And
How long had you been acting up into that point of Doherty?
Cannabis cough. Excuse me. Up until then, I didn't actually start until I got out of the Navy. Shane Dean, I'm sure you heard the name, know the guy.
Oh yeah, I know Shane.
Yeah, he actually. That's a funny story, but he got me hooked up into it, and
Well, if it's a funny story, tell it.
I mean, all right. So Shane would actually appreciate this wherever you are, Shane, in La La Land. There, he's in L.A. Long and short, we were at the Wagon Yard down in Phoenix, and I was there with a buddy of mine, and there was this one dude there, and he was loud and he was obnoxious, and it was Shane, obviously. There's no foreshadowing there, and he ends up getting in like, I love you, buddy. No, he knows it's all out of love, but yeah,
We all
it
know
was
it.
it was definitely Shane there starting some shit, and he gets in a fight with the entire fucking bar. I'm not talking one or two cowboys. I'm talking the entire fucking bar backs him out into the parking lot, and he's ready to take on every single one, including the big dude in front with, fucking as wide as he is tall. And right about then, the cops show up, and he immediately starts flirting with the female cop. She was hot. Don't get me wrong. I think I was flirting with her too, but I mean, he made friends with everybody, bought everybody a beer. Everybody was cool, sang karaoke. And that was kind of the night, and that's just how he rolls. Like he rolls intense, and he rolls. You're either on board
I
or
know.
you're not. Like it's
we have
fucking-
friends like that, and
Corey.
I don't like to.
Yeah.
I don't like those kinds of people because I don't like drawing attention to like the crew and group I'm with.
I'm with
certain
you.
people
I'm with
just.
you. Sometimes it's fun to go out and stir some shit up, but every single time.
But there's
it's a
certain
lot.
people that like
That's a
to
lot.
fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, do you really,
Yeah.
you really need to try to fight everybody and show that you're tough?
mean,
But I'm not saying that Shane's like that. but-
No, and I mean, I think a lot of the people, he has such a out front personality that I think people that are like that, are drawn to that, and they take that as like an affront.
Yeah.
So he's just like, he loves everybody, but he won't back down.
So he got you into it that night, or?
Yeah, we started talking about it. He ended up sitting down and chatting. Like I said, we were singing some karaoke and shit. And he had asked me if I'd ever done any acting before, and I'd actually won a scholarship in high school for some modeling shit, but I'd never done any kind of acting, be it print or theater or any of that. And he's like, you got to come check it out. Like, there's an audition coming up. Just try it, give it a shot. You might like it. So I ended up auditioning for a show with a guy named Mile, and it was really fun. Like I had a blast, and I
What
ended
kind
up
of show? What do you mean a show?
or a show. It was just it was a short. I
Oh,
think
a short film?
Yeah, I think it was a short that was submitted for a festival of some sort, or I know it was a passion project. I don't know if he submitted it for much.
Did you ever act before that, like in school or anything?
No.
That's fucking crazy.
That is
dude.
crazy.
But same thing happened to you. A lot of people, I bet that happens to.
I was an only child, and I kept myself busy by like doing accents and like and so that's kind of my thing, and that's what got me into Doherty.
Yeah, you're
That's what
really
got me
good at
into-
accents, dude.
I appreciate
You
it.
got a bunch of killer accents.
I
I
got a few in my
remember
repertoire.
because Keith was actually staying at my house at that time,
Mhm,
and I remember even me because you guys had put out, I think before you, for some reason I remember a trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. Well, the trailer was out like a year before the thing actually.
Yes,
the movie
that's
itself
what it
came out.
was.
Yeah.
And I remember he goes, dude, check out this trailer. And I watched the trailer and I was like, holy shit, that was done here locally?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude.
The trailer was
trailer's
good.
bad
The
as
trailer
fuck.
was
It was
good. Yeah,
so
the teaser
good,
trailer
dude.
number 1. That one's badass with the.
Fuck. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, go check out the Doherty teaser trailer. It's fucking really good. So
Civil War soundtrack or song behind it. They're good. Civil Wars.
You know what else was crazy about that Doherty night is when we saw Deadpool is you'd printed out tickets for us to see Deadpool, and then you had it in your pocket. Remember
That's
what
right.
happened the next day?
That's right. You went to the
oh yeah, I got him signed by Rob Liefeld.
You were
That's
wearing
right.
the
The
same
very next
shorts
day.
or something?
Yeah,
you-
I got him signed by Rob Liefeld. And he actually, I told him, I go, because Rob Liefeld, he's a
Dude.
fucking dick.
Really?
Let me tell you some
I
stories
never
about
met
Rob.
the man.
So Patrick's a huge fucking Deadpool fan, right?
I
So,
mean, yeah, I'm kind of my spirit
Yeah.
animal.
Made
Long before, you know,
of course,
all the shit.
yeah,
Just to
long
be
before,
clear.
yeah, of course,
Yeah,
man.
OG.
You were,
OG,
you,
like 92, 93.
the guy had it in
you know
his,
what I'm saying?
in his clause for his for his movie he's doing that he's got to go see the premiere. Like,
Yeah.
there's no,
It was in my contract.
Yeah.
In the closet.
Yeah.
It was in my contract.
And so
not gonna-
Rob Liefeld
ask
is
Luke.
he's a cocksucker, bro, and he's gone off the deep end, dude. Like, he's ostracized himself. He DC got rid of him. Marvel doesn't fuck with him anymore. You know
Who's
what I mean?
he with then? Is he on his own?
I think he's doing like maybe a couple covers here and there, but people just don't like him. You know what I mean?
Was he a dick
That
to
sucks.
you?
Well, here's what happened, right? So he charges like $75 or $50 to get a book signed. And then it's $25 more if it's the first appearance of Deadpool or if it's the first appearance
if
of
it's like
Cable.
really?
Yeah, if it's a major key.
Yeah.
And like he goes, I will not sign anything for free, so don't even ask, right? And he's got his handlers walking up the line saying this. And then you wait for him, he runs in.
Right.
Well, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna ask him. I'm like, hey Rob, I went and saw the fucking because that's what he's here for. And I'm like, I was at the premiere last night. Here's the fucking ticket. And he went, oh shit, and he stopped. And he fucking talked for me for like 10 minutes. And,
shit.
Yeah, and he's like, what did you think, man? Da, 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 da. And he's like, I tell you what, man, let me do a quick sketch. And I'm thinking I'm going to get this cool sketch. He just did 2 little triangles for his fucking eyes.
Wow.
But at least, you
I mean,
know.
a quick little sketch.
Yeah. At least he was cool there. So,
Right.
But
You want this like intricate drawing?
here's a funny thing.
Right. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me like 3 hours.
Well, I mean, some artists can
No, they
do a
can do it
quick
pretty
little
quick,
head
yeah.
sketch. You know what I mean? A head sketch in 2 seconds.
I think his shit, like I've seen some of the, and like there's a lot of like lines and erasing and
Dude, he's got some of the worst art that's ever touched the comic page. No, I'm not shitting you. I like Rob Liefeld art. I love his Snake Eyes art. I love his early art. I love X-Force. Cable's one of my all-time favorite characters.
Word.
But his art is so atrocious sometimes. He's got a Captain America image where Captain America's to the side and Captain America's chest is this far out. I shit you not, dude. It looks
Really?
Is this
so
the 90s
awful.
shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
believe that.
he can't draw feet. He can't draw feet. Every foot looks like he's wearing a fucking Robin Hood boot.
Can he
Right,
just like
the
hire
pointed-
someone to
yeah.
draw feet?
And his guns look like they're fucking guns on top of guns on guns on guns.
Cable gun,
Yeah,
yeah.
cable guns. Like,
Right.
and you're just like, dude. And he
little
never
much.
evolved. He never evolved.
Yeah.
But anyway, diatribe
So,
about him.
I mean,
Diatribe
they
about
they
him.
took it where they should have.
Yeah,
And they
but that
fucking
was
did an amazing job.
That was cool that you were into that shit way before. So
yeah, that being yeah. It was
Well, yeah. As soon as like we knew the film was coming out. I think
dude,
we-
as soon as we saw that whatever that red trailer release, dude, I was giddy as a girl. Yeah, I was I was excited.
must be hard because it's like so popular now. But then you always have to be like, yeah, I'm OG. Because you
Yeah.
were rocking the Deadpool stickers before.
I had to like get them specially made at one point,
Yeah.
you know. But I found them. But that's kind of the flip side of the coin is now I can get some cool shit, so that's cool. Like I've got some cool T-shirts and
That-
you know one of my
saw
favorite
that
ones.
figure?
Oh yeah, I got all my stuff still. But yeah, like my belt buckle and everything else. So I can find some cool
So you
swag.
can go
which is
geek
neat.
out.
Yeah, like I can.
I
Collect a little more.
respect old school fucking comic fans, man. I respect old school comic fans. You when you come across them, they're like diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean? Like the cool ones, because there's very few really cool ones. You know what I mean? So
Well, respect.
much
Appreciate it.
respect.
Thank you.
So do you as far as acting stuff, like what's been going on recently? I know obviously with what's going on now, it's put a hold on everything. But have you been acting before that or?
No, not really. You know, I've been concentrating on a lot of stuff personally, you know, and then recently, obviously, I've had some stuff going on, and have had to take care of, you know, family and things like that. So, it has moved me closer to this side of town, which is cool. And actually, now that we're, especially if we've just been sitting here with our thumbs up our asses, I've been kind of getting my chops back, you know. So I'm thinking, especially being on this side of town, being close to everybody. Right now, I got all the time in the world. But even after all this shit lifts, I'm gonna have some time. I'm gonna be taking care of my mom and making sure shit's, you know, squared away and everything else. But I still like to get back into some stuff, I think.
Do you still do the murder in the meal thing?
No, I haven't done that in a minute. That's been a while.
We had a couple people on here that did that shit.
Oh,
They
really?
actually knew
Nice.
you.
Oh yeah, cool.
I
Nice.
forgot who it was. Derek. Do you know Derek?
Derek, yeah, I like
Derek
Derek.
Davenport.
Derek's good,
and There's
yeah.
a couple other
Davenport.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's on.
that was a
hold.
good group of people. That was actually really fun. I had to go away from that just for logistics and time, and it was a lot of rehearsals and a lot of whatever, bringing the kids back and forth. And
Do you mind pulling this a little closer? I'm sorry.
sorry,
Don't hate me.
I feel no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good. I feel really loud.
No. Your this is actually way better. Yeah.
Okay.
I could turn you down over there though.
No, you're good.
Okay. I know you got into acting through Shane in short films and stuff. Did you ever do theater or anything like that besides this Mirror in the Mill thing?
Well, okay, so yeah, I guess that is something I've done recently. So no film since Doherty, but I've finally got into theater for the first time ever. I was seeing a girl for a second, and her and her family were real big into theater. As a matter of fact, her brother and his wife do theater. That's what they do for a living. So got to do a couple shows. First one was kind of a, hey, we need an old guy. can you stand there? Can you just kind of, can you sing a bar? You don't have to, but can you mouth it at least? So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I actually had a lot of fun with it. And so I ended up, it was a lot of work, and mad respect to the theater group out there, to the theater community. That is some serious, like, just time and passion and effort, and it is you eat, breathe, and when you're rehearsing, when you go to rehearsals,
like how much time, like per week and hours and all that?
Well, nightly, up until especially, but I mean, you're rehearsing, you're meeting once a week at the very least in the beginning, just to kind of get stuff, and then it's like every night for a while, and then you do a run for a month or two, it's a lot. So mad respect to those guys.
And that shit's super scary. You're putting yourself out there when it comes to theater.
It's scary because you can't cut. Yeah, it's scary because you can't cut. You can't go back. If you screw it up or forget,
you
which
have no
man
safety.
I did. Oh, dude, I did. There's only a couple times, fortunately, but I did. You totally blank a line and hope somebody picks it up, or there's something else. But yeah, that safety is just gone. So that was kind of the thrill of it too, though. It's like it's a whole different animal being live. You're in a different character. It's just it's interesting. So I had a lot of fun with it, but I swore I wouldn't do it again unless it was something really cool, like Young Frankenstein or something. And then,
fuck yeah,
no shit. 3 months later, they're like, "Hey, guess what's coming next?"
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, "Okay, so all right." So it's kind of like having a baby. It had been long enough at that point that I had forgotten all the bullshit. But it was really fun. So I was like, I want to do it again. And I went back in and I did it, and it was a blast, and it was a lot of work, and it was I've had twins at that point, so I think I'm good for a minute. I don't want to do any more theater. It is taxing. If I did it for a living and got paid for it, that'd be one thing. But
how old are the twins?
Oh no! I'm saying twins. I just had twins as far as like the theater.
I was a little confused there too. I was like,
sorry.
That's you asked that.
That's in my head. Sorry. No, let me clarify. No, I feel like doing the first show was having a kid.
Oh yeah.
That kind of labor, but you forget about it. You forget about all the pain you went through with it, and it was like, man, that was fun. I want to do that again. And
then you start doing it, you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, then you do it again. It's like, oh man, I forgot why I fucking hated this. And so this last show was like having twins. I'm like, I'm done with shows for a minute.
I get it.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for asking. I'm sure everybody else out there like, he fucking has more kids. What the hell? No, I have met my quota. I've been cured.
Got it snipped.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's been a minute too. So that's another marker. But it was a blast, and I didn't know what I was going to go for. It's Young Frankenstein. There's only so many roles. The rest of it's all like townspeople or something like that. I wanted a principal role. I didn't want to just sing in the background and do all that for just that.
Can you sing? I didn't know if you could sing.
I didn't either. It turns out I can.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
So fucking cool.
I went to the rehearsal. Yeah, I went to the audition rather. I went to the audition, and originally I was told watch what was it? The Producers. The musical portion of The Producers, and it was he wanted me to see Will Ferrell's character. I don't remember the name of the song. Mel Brooks. That's not Mel Brooks, but I don't remember the name of the song. Anyway, it was a German part. I'm like, oh shit, he wants me to read for the fucking Kemp, Inspector Kemp. I'm sitting here thinking like Igor or something like that, right? Totally okay. Accents again, great. I didn't know he knew I could do accents.
And singing in an accent.
Right, yeah, no, all this stuff. I'm like, oh God, okay, so this is a new level, right? So I go to the audition, and so I go to the audition. We're all standing around the piano for this particular part, rather, and he plays this tune, and he goes one by one through everybody. There's like 5 or 6 of us, and hits that last part, and he wants to hear everybody hit that last part, or not hear it really. He just wants to like, here it is. This is what you're gonna do right here. So get ready. And it got to me. Everybody else is like, la, 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 whatever it is. And
weren't you fucking nervous?
oh, dude, you have no idea. So I didn't. Needless to say, I didn't say shit. Like I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm good. I got it.
Like you didn't know you could sing at all. Like you didn't.
I mean, I
sung in the shower.
I sing in the
type
shower.
shit?
You know, I sing the shower, and I mean, like I sing. Like
you
I like
know
karaoke.
you're kind of good.
Yeah, like I like karaoke and stuff. But I'm no theater person. Where those dudes, you know, those guys, they have some pipes. They can sing some shit, and they are amazing.
And dance and shit.
And like they're triple threats all over the board. So I'm like I'm out of my element. But I mean, I can sing, but I'm not one to get up in front of people very often. This is why I like a camera. There might be a few people behind it, but it's cut. I can go over here. It's fine.
More
it's
intimate.
a few people. Absolutely.
For sure.
So this is very different. But that was kind of the thing. I had never really faced that fear as much as far as the public or as far as, you know, being able to face that just on the spot type of thing. So I went ahead and I did this, but it was a blast. And anyway, so there's like 5 or 6 of us lined up. I go to the very end and there everybody hits their part and they all hit it perfectly. And I'm like, oh God, and he gets to me and I fucking hit it, dude. And it was higher than I'm used to and it was beltier than I'm fucking, especially out loud or, you know, in the shower, I don't really go too loud, you know, even if I'm home by myself, whatever. I don't want the neighbors fucking hearing me. So like I belt this shit and I fucking nail it. Right. And so I got the part, like out of the 6 of us, I got that particular, whatever we were singing for, it was Inspector Kemp. I got that part and I had real fun with it. I got to do all sorts of, you know, comedic type stuff with the eye patch and I got to play with things.
That's
and
fucking
they let me,
badass.
they let me like do stuff with the costuming and things like that.
And how long was that for?
It was during was it last year? No, a year ago, October through like September through. I think I invited you.
Probably did.
I think I invited you because we had like we were giving away tickets there for a minute, but it was around like Halloween of the year before last rather. But yeah, it was fun. So I don't know if I'll do anything like that anytime soon again, at least not for free.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a learning experience. That's for damn sure. So.
I think you pointed out why people tell me I should do theater. I probably should do theater just
you would be amazing.
tighten your acting chops in a sense to bring over to film. Is there anything you think you've learned to bring from theater to film?
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. And vice versa. You know, there were things that I was that helped me out, be able to kind of fake it till I made it in theater that I had learned obviously in film. But absolutely, there are things that I took from theater. I mean, hell, right offhand, I can't. You know, I just smoked half a blunt.
No,
I can't think of anything right offhand. But yeah, there's definitely, it's a learning experience not only in the craft itself, you know, to say, but it's a learning experience in yourself. You know, you learn a lot about yourself when you are standing there and you forget your fucking line and everybody's just
what
like
you're gonna do,
looking at you. You know,
yeah.
So you know, you learn a lot about yourself and you learn how to kind of deal with things a little differently. So yeah, when I'm back on film,
you know.
I think I'll do a little differently. I'll have dug a little deeper, and I think I might actually bring a little bit more.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd like to see. We'll see. That being said, if anybody's needing an actor, I do accents, stunts.
Yeah, I just don't like performing in front
of
of like an audience. You know, I like
that was tough.
You know, being creative and entertaining people, but I don't. That's why I like the film stuff because it's more intimate with just a set, even if the set's like 20, 30 people, but
that's still
all those people are usually they're all working on the project. They're not necessarily an audience.
Hyper focused on you and what you're doing. And,
yeah.
Every
that just seems
thing.
very nerve-wracking. But people have said I should do acting to get better at acting, and you know what I mean, just because it just helps you out so much.
It can't hurt.
I just been kind of intimidated, honestly.
For sure. Well, I mean, what I did just
I can't sing for shit
community
either,
theater.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do a musical.
Yeah,
they do the regular.
I feel like 9 out of the 10 auditions are looking for.
They are. I think 9 out of 10 are musicals. I don't know. That's what it seems like. Everything. Well, I think a lot of the bigger places, I think they kind of have their niche, you know, and most of those, you know, that they bring back and they redo or whatever else is all musical type stuff. So it is what it is. That's the community. It's part of the reason I won't do a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't sing. Not on purpose anyway.
I bet you McClay can sing.
But you could do it.
I bet you right now I
bet you have the voice
ripped.
of an angel.
Really?
Oh my God, dude, that fucking blunt. that blunt just smoked. I just put it out. And that was fucking full of fucking some nice fucking keef in there. And I just fucking hit couch lock.
Oh,
nice.
Major. Out.
Indica couch.
Fuck yeah. Sativas for pussies.
You know, I like sativa. I mean,
get out.
Fucking, you gotta go.
That's a wrap.
I'm ADD as fuck.
Kidding.
No, I'm ADD as fuck. That's actually what keeps me. That's what brings me back.
Yeah.
It's like Adderall. It's natural Adderall.
I think that's cannabis is like that for a lot of people, man.
Dude, well, this is something Keith and I were just talking about. I'm just recently kind of doing stuff in the industry, and I just got my master's cert from what is it, CTU or whatever, and I got my mom into it. My mom was, to bring it on the show. I don't know.
It's up to you, man.
I mean, I don't really want to put it too much out there, I guess, but I mean, my mom's not doing great, but she's doing fine. And she's doing fine right now because of cannabis. She's doing fine because of CBD2 and some THC at night to help her sleep.
I was about to say, is she using RSO, any RSO oil?
That's exactly what I got her on. Yeah, she didn't like it at first, the consistency of it. So we tried a bunch of shit in between, and then we literally just went back to RSO not last week.
Just put it on a pill if she can take a pill.
That's exactly what I did. I put it in a jelly, and it was solid. So I gave her the high THC at night, and I only gave her like 20 milligrams, right? But obviously it's not just 20 milligrams, and she was out like perfect. So I backed it off a little bit, found out right where she was at, and she's fucking doing solid. Like during the day, she's having better days.
That's awesome, man.
She's doing all the things she needs to be doing, and she's off of Oxy. She's going through her chemo. She's doing what she's got to do, man. So
we talked about this through messages, how my mom passed away of cancer in 2009, and if I would have brought up using cannabis to my family, they would have thought, it was the most insane thing ever. Like I was trying to get her on heroin and stuff.
Right.
And, honestly believe if she had cannabis in her life, she would have slept more, which gave her body more time to heal.
Absolutely.
Then just less time having anxiety.
It's she muscle relaxes, exactly. The stress goes away. That
she would have eaten more, laughed more. Like
all those things.
She actually killed her.
That's not even the medicine. That's not even the medicine part of it. That's just the side effects.
That's just the side effects, exactly. Yeah. And she was on oxys and for pain and stuff. And actually, what killed her is she had such low potassium in her body just from not eating and getting proper nutrients that her body just seized up, and she fucking she died. She just fucking pretty much
malnutrition and
right in front of my my dad and my sister. And when I think about cannabis now and how much it just sucks then, because I always thought like she was gonna make it and they had everything was under control and nothing that I never thought that was gonna happen. And looking back, I just wish I was more concerned about not necessarily getting cannabis involved in her life, but making sure she had more nutrients and eating more and those kinds of things. Like low potassium, are you kidding me? Like her whole body just went into cardiac arrest, and she was pretty much brain dead for 3 days, and we had to pull the plug. So you doing that for your mom, man, on that regimen is fucking. And she said she's off oxys now?
Yeah, she's been off oxys now. It probably took her about 2-3 weeks, a little bit of both. And then it's been probably a month now.
Good for her, man.
Yeah, full month.
That's awesome.
And then, his brother also.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. It's a wonder drug that I tell everybody that I get a chance. I'm one of those assholes that if you just barely open that door, if I just see a little bit of fucking light, I'm fucking taking it. And my first thing I'm going to talk to you about is ricksimpsonoil. That's the first thing I'm going to talk to you about.
Seriously, yeah.
Because not only is it great for people that are having problems, it's great for people that aren't too.
Well, tell them about Carla Howie's husband.
So, we had somebody on that we have a lot of respect for. I think you might know the Howie Acting School. Mm-hmm. So,
aware of it, yeah.
Yeah. So we had we wanted to have them on the show, and they only Carla could come on, and her husband, what's her husband's name? Bill, yeah. He had what was it? Some type of shingles. Okay. Really bad, and it caused really bad nerve damage, and this really bad nerve damage,
so like
debilitating, and you know what I mean. And so he was really he was on that gabapentin, which the more and more I hear about it, this shit is dangerous. Like, and people don't realize it. So
explain exactly what
never heard of it.
Gabapentin's like a nerve. It's like deadens the nerves. Yeah, I think it's like a nerve deadener. You know what I mean? It helps with nerve problems. And at one point, I remember they were pumping it out, saying, "No, you can take it. It's good. You can take as much as you want." Da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like certain nerves are connected to certain things. You know what I'm saying?
People. Anyway, so he was taking a lot of it, and I guess it's got a really bad, it can have really bad side effects.
Yeah.
And like you could tell she didn't know what else to do. They're at a kind of a point like, we don't know what else to do.
Right.
And I just saw that little piece of light.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's do it. And I give more props to her.
Well, first off, he sent her, a just shit ton of information as far as, who Rick Simpson is,
Bunch
what
of
this
videos,
will do. A lot of educational, information, and she digested it, messaged back, a few times.
I tell Keith, we were talking about the other day, and he's right. This is the reason why we really like to do, one of the great things about the shows, and we hear like shit like this,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me realize that if you can talk about it with people, you can help people.
Well,
So what happened is he started taking it.
Well, first off, say how bad it was for him, the side effects that he was getting.
Go
from
ahead.
it. Well, because he was getting like really bad headaches. He wouldn't leave the house. Like he was just constantly like this.
Yeah, in pain, horrible pain,
Just
nerve
constant
pain.
Yeah,
And
like just that
nerve
deep
pain,
down.
there's nothing you can
No.
do to stop nerve pain.
No.
Like, usual pain, you kind of push on it or move a certain way. When it's nerve pain, it's
Debilitating.
debilitating, and it hurts,
So
man.
Carlos having just to take over, because he was
Take over
teaching the
everything,
classes, so she was not only taking care of him, but teaching these classes, 6-7 days a week, just on this insane schedule.
Right.
Then after, he sent her all this information.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly we would touch base with her, and just recently she messaged and said how he's completely off the gabapentin. Is that how you say it?
Mhm.
And he's actually going into the classes. He's not saying much, but he's like,
But he's there.
Once in a while, he'll say, he'll say something about a certain scene or whatever. But yeah. So like,
He's there. He's present. That's awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about. And that is RSO, especially Rick Simpsonoil, especially.
Yeah.
My cousin Chad, he was a medic in the Navy, and he actually he had sent my mom something, and we had already started the Rick Simpsonoil and already done some other stuff, but it was the full story of Rick Simpson, and it was actual interviews and things like that. And I had done some obvious studying on it, but I hadn't seen these things, and that quite in depth from the horse's mouth, and it was amazing to see, and just how well it works. Like it's insane. Like you said, if you need it, it will help you. If you don't need it, it will help you.
And here's the second best
It's like you should
part.
take it like a vitamin.
Absolutely, like a
I
multivitamin.
take it fucking morning,
I
lunch,
take
and
it
dinner.
nightly.
100%.
Yeah, I take it nightly.
I would say nightly myself,
Yeah.
if it wasn't like my mom on a regimen
Mine's
daily,
the
nightly.
full. I think they call it full spectrum if it's got the THC, because I know they have one that is not.
There's the 4. It's like you get the full CBD, full THC. And
Yeah,
then
so you can
1
get
to
it
1, 2 to 1.
without. Yeah, so you can take ratios and stuff, but
mhm.
mine's the full THC.
Yeah, when the sleep and
Yeah. I mean,
that's what my mom takes at night. Yeah,
and
exactly.
so
If you take that for the first time, you'll get fucked.
She did, dude. She woke up all hungover, and I'm like, "Oh shit, sorry, my little pack it off a little bit," because it didn't look like much. And I'm like, "A little bit more," so it might have been a little much. Sorry, sorry, mom.
It was funny because
she was fucked the next day, dude. She was like hungover all day, and then went to bed way early. It was kind of funny.
My dad called me yesterday, and I dropped him off, and when I went and saw him, I gave him a new plunger. I get the 5 milligram plungers.
Looks like heroin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I was gonna say I got the gram
called me-
ones, but that's huge. That's awesome.
He called me yesterday, and he goes, man, is that like a different type of brand or something? I go, no, why? He goes, that shit is kick ass. he goes, that shit is awesome.
Nice.
And so, but my dad takes it now every night, man.
Yeah.
And he's got
Awesome.
psoriatic arthritis, and he says it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah,
So
right? Yeah, highly recommended, man. Seriously, that's awesome.
cool shit.
That's awesome.
Cool shit.
Yeah.
So you said that you went and got what is this thing the school? Is it a school? Is it?
Yeah, it was just some online thing. I was actually looking to see what is local or what was here, and then it was right before all this stuff kind of hit, and then with the lockdown, everything that was like a walk-in type of university. And I've only seen 2. One was in Oakland, California, and one is in I think LA or some shit. I don't know. In Washington, I think there's a third one, but Colorado has one, so 4. But there's nothing in Arizona, so the only thing I could do was CTU. It was the Canvas Training University online course or whatever, but it's their version of a master's certificate, so it goes basically from seed to sale. It goes for everything, all the legal stuff, all the
Have you started growing anything yet?
No. I mean, I haven't grown anything. I can't cultivate anyway. I've got my card, but I can't cultivate. But I want to play with different stuff. They say tomatoes are real similar as far as the nutrients stuff and like Earthbox, and there's all sorts of shit that I learned that I just want to play with. But I have been playing with tinctures and oils and butters and, you know, playing with edibles and kind of stuff. My mom, obviously, you know, but trying different things. Actually, that's part of the other thing is with the edibles, I kind of cook anyway. You know, so I've been doing some like gourmet shit with it. It's been fun. Yeah. Been watching some shit and I'm like, oh, that would be kind of cool to, you know, a restaurant here or something.
I've been really wanting to grow just like 1 or 2 plants. You know what I mean? Just for myself, just 1 or 2 plants. And
I got some seeds.
Yeah, and I've been looking at doing the ones where you can do it in the box. Like
that's the Earth box, dude. Have you seen that or heard of that? I don't mean to throw a brand name out there, but it's this thing I learned about. Yeah, it's called Earth Box, and what it is it's just basically this plastic Tupperware
LED lights in the side, right? Inside.
No, you can do a closet or like a tent or something like that. But this is just the grow box. So the box itself, it has this grate at the bottom. It has this like plastic grate. And what it does is when you pack the soil in there and on top loosely, but in the corners tightly, it gives that wicking effect. And so it keeps it completely, and you just feed it like once every 10 days down this tube. Everything else in there, all the soil, you use all organic stuff. You use all your nutrients. You have your what is it? The biotics, probiotics, and worms, and you know all the things that you're supposed to have in there. But you don't have to throw out your soil. Most things you have to throw out your soil, the nutrients, everything else. With this Earth Box, you can recycle it, and you dude had it down to like $25 a pound. It was costing him.
How many plants can you fit in there?
I think he had looking online at their website. I don't know if the tomato plant is that much like it. It was showing 2. He had 2 in there as well. So I'm guessing 2 is probably the mark. He had 4 Earth Boxes and 8 plants, and it was just this little 4x8 fucking closet like this, and it was he just had the lights, and he explained the lights that he had were these newer, and this was granted a year or 2 ago, but they were a lot less heat, a lot less energy. You know, it wasn't 1,000 watts where you were spending $1,000 a month on energy. Like it was costing him $25 a pound with all the things to make it. And I was like, dude,
what would you name your strain if you grew weed?
You already know, bro.
No. Egyptian green wizard?
Yeah.
No, you can't take that.
It's like
proprietary. You can't take that.
I knew he was going to say that.
No, you
I
didn't.
knew he was going to get so butthurt.
I'm not butthurt. You just can't take it.
All right.
Mine.
So I would like to just grow a couple in the house because I like the smell.
I love the smell.
And just fucking have that smell in my house, man.
I do. I love that smell. Yeah.
Just as like potpourri.
Yeah,
it really is. I love that smell, dude.
I love it too.
Every
you know
time
how I get it? I just fucking smoke it and.
Yeah, but then when
that's a good smell too. But I like that flower.
I like the flower
me
smell,
too.
bro.
Me too.
I fucking love it, dude.
Me too.
And some of these strains are so fragrant, man.
Right, and you can smell the things in it. Like you can smell the blueberries. You can smell the marshmallow. And it's crazy.
We got our buddy Todd, and I become like Todd whenever I go into the fucking dispensaries now, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be so fun.
In a candy store.
I get to smell all this good weed and check out all this new good weed, and you know what I mean. I love that part about it too. So I would love.
I can't wait that opens back up.
Yeah, and just just fucking grow a couple of my own plants.
Well, it's crazy with the seeds I have. I don't know what they are, and they're all completely different strains. So it'd kind of be fun just to throw a bunch of random.
That's what I have. I have 2. I've got one that has just a shitload of shitty from God knows where, and then I have ones. Anytime I had anything that was decent, I'd be like, "Ooh, that goes in the purple thing."
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
And so
I got that.
They say learned that they only last like a year in an airtight. I'm like, fuck it, I'll
I
throw
have
them all in a paper towel.
That's good, right?
I think so, but a year. I know some of those are.
I just want like a seed bank, dude, and just have like fucking massive seeds, stored.
You can buy seeds for cheap, man.
You can, yeah. I was actually looking at
Is that legal?
Yeah.
It is actually.
I know you could buy spores is legal. I didn't know you could buy.
I was
cannabis seeds.
I forget where I was out of Colorado, I think, or something. I don't know if it can cross state lines. I don't know if.
Well, shit. I mean, come on. There's people that got them.
I don't know if this is a dumb question.
This is so fucking silly. I mean, the shit we got to go through to fucking.
Well, we only have a few more months, dude. I mean, it's gonna fuck.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes.
This might be a dumb question, but I don't know if you would even want to, but can you grow mushrooms in those Earth Boxes?
Dude, you can literally grow fucking anything in those Earth boxes.
Those Earth boxes would be too dirty for mushrooms.
Yeah, that's what
you can
Plus
put it.
I don't know what kind of
media
in the dark, right?
Yeah, they gotta be in the dark.
No, you don't have to keep it in the light. But well, they had in these they have a mesh or not a mesh. They have this like top that goes over the top. That keeps all of everything, the moisture and everything.
Mushrooms you can grow in like an aquarium, man, if you want, or like Tupperware things too.
Yeah, I thought that would be fun to grow.
What do you mean it's too dirty?
Yeah. Huh?
What do you mean it's too dirty?
It has to be super fucking clean to grow mushrooms, dude. Like,
well, you can put whatever you want in it, like media wise. You can put whatever dirt or raw, like it's empty, it comes empty. You put whatever you want in it, so you could grow whatever the hell you want in it. The idea behind it is amazing because it's the grate with the water. That's the whole point. Is feeding it once every 10 days.
Yeah, you don't have to actually touch it or open it. Right?
You don't have to do shit. Yeah. Literally. And when he was like trimming it and shit, he was lifting the little mesh thing, throwing it in there for whatever was in there and eating it and letting it compost. And it was all, dude. It was literally.
How much is it for the?
Dude, it wasn't expensive at all. It was like I think I went on their website for 3 of them. You buy 3 and you get the third one at a discount, or you get all 3 at a discount for like $20 or $29 a piece.
What?
Yeah, wow. $30 a piece. 50, I don't know. So for the whole kit, like the organic thing, it was like $170 for like the whole starter. Here's your 1 box with everything you need, $170. But the box itself was not real expensive.
The ones I've been looking at are they got to be in another country, but they're these young kids and they're coming up with different ways. I guess they made these lights that you can buy, and they're these they're on stickers. They're these like LED grow lights that are on stickers, and you can just put them anywhere. And then they have these wires that you run to a like an F4 controller, temperature controller, and then to a switch or like a for the internet, to get on the internet and shit. Okay. Like a Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
And you set it up on your phone, and all you have to do, they're growing fucking big ass plants and getting nice fucking a return in fucking like IKEA TV cabinets,
really?
Computer cases, just anywhere that you can build a little box.
No shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's all like an app on your phone. It's fucking.
They got an app for that.
It'd be cool to have like something actually artistic. I wish you could just grow as many plants as you wanted.
I know,
and
that's
have
why
just like
it's so
badass
cheesy.
like you know pottery
well,
and things
like
to
Colorado,
grow
right?
of like
Bro, that's what they do. They have like these kids.
Yeah, that makes me think of how creative you could get.
These kids in there, they have these lattice things, and then they prune the plants at a young age to go in the lattices to turn corners and shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's fucking crazy. It's just and so it gets the most amount of light, not to turn corners, to stay like completely
to give it the full light,
to give it the whole light on every fucking.
Well, that's why they lollipop it and everything. It's not well for insects and shit, but they lollipop it and trim the whole bottom just because the light, you can't get past the top 18 inches anyway. So screw it. We'll just do it this way. And you get a lot more if you get a lot more light. That's cool.
Are you gonna be going deep into the cannabis game now?
I don't know, dude. It's so interesting. Like I mean, I've always been a proponent, and I've always I've always thought it was a good thing and better than alcohol. Don't get me started on all the shit, but with the science behind it and the food stuff and the thing, like I'm digging it, man.
What kind of edibles are you making?
I started out, so I had a lemon sour, and so I made some lemon cookies. They were actually really fucking good. They're lemon cake crackle, whatever. They were really tasty. They were. I made 10 and 100 milligram.
Is there like a certain process that you use to make these? Like using like
Yeah, I did. I did the oil, the can of oil. So I made. I have a little three pot like pot
double boiler thing,
like a crock pot type thing. But it's for like dips or some shit. Like it's not a big crock pot. But I've never used it for anything because it's too small for anything. It's fucking perfect.
Can you explain how you make it?
Yeah. So for the oil and for the butter, you have to refine the butter. So the butter you have to melt down. You got to put it in the fridge, and you get this separation of the clean stuff versus all the cream and the water and all the what's the word? I can't think of the word. All the impurities. There we go.
Yeah.
They're in the bottom. So what you do is you pull all that ghee or all that refined butter off the top. You put that back in the crock pot, and then you put in a
cheesecloth or something.
Yeah, exactly. You grind it up. You put it in a cheesecloth, and I did like a half ounce. So you do a couple sticks of butter. It's not much, and you just basically let it sit there on the lowest setting for like you can do it for 12 to 24 hours. I think I did mine for 18.
I think we tried that. Me and you tried that once, where I got the cheesecloth. I remember doing it at
my crib.
Yeah, at your crib. Do you remember that?
I remember experimenting with that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you were successful or not.
No, it didn't work.
I've never
It happens. It's. I mean, it's a process. Like it's actually, you know, it looks easy and it sounds easy enough.
Oh,
but
totally.
there's little stupid shit that's like, fuck, I fucked it up. You know,
Yeah.
I've been a part of
different.
different groups that have always tried to make that, and it
Yeah.
just always came.
It took me a
Just like
couple of
goo.
tries. I'm not gonna
Like-
lie. I actually everything looked perfect the first with both the oil and the butter looked great, smelled great, tasted great, everything was great. I completely miscalculated on the percentage of milligrams by a shot because I didn't do the whole
I bet
percentage.
you most people
How
do
do
that.
you do that though? I don't understand that.
That took
that seems
that
weird.
took a second round. It is weird. So you have to calculate the actual THC in whatever flower you're doing. So if you have a
And that's hard to do.
well, it is. So if it is and it isn't. If you have
Wait,
a
can you say
quarter,
that again?
you have to actually. Okay, well here I'll explain. If you have a quarter or if you have a half ounce, we'll say, you have 14 grams,
yeah.
right? So you've got 14 grams of flour. How much THC is in that?
Exactly. Oh, I guess it's the percentage that
Whatever
wherever
flour
you
you
get
got.
it.
But
yeah.
that's hard to
exactly.
find out. Sometimes it's
It
not
is.
on
Sometimes
the
they don't
internet.
tell
Exactly.
you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not on Leafly
Yeah,
or Weed
yeah.
Maps, something like that, right? So you get some obscure shit or something on sale.
And like those
or
are
whatever.
accurate. I mean, come on.
I mean, right? They're probably in the ballpark. I mean,
But
and
why
they
is
give
it
you
so
a range.
hard to fucking get that? I don't
know,
understand
dude.
why
I don't
it's
know.
so hard
That's
to get
a real
that.
good question. I was actually thinking there should be something, whoever's out there, to do at home where you can just like drop it in there.
A little test.
Yeah, and be like, okay, there it is.
33%.
Exactly.
Oh, it's 70%. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Or
right?
actually, that's really
That's-
Well,
the
RSO.
highest
I
is
saw-
like that's RSO.
Yeah.
The highest for flour is probably like what 35%.
Yeah, like 35% is
probably
the
like the
highest I've
highest.
seen.
There was a really ridiculous high one I saw on
I'm sure they're out there.
on YouTube.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
if you-
like
some fucking
40
scientific
something
bullshit.
percent or
There
something.
you go.
Like,
Serious indicator
Yeah.
right there, I'm sure.
oh my god, dude.
In that couch, mate.
So you have this half ounce, and then say it is 20%.
Yeah, so
If you don't know, what do? You just make it up?
No, you have to do the math on it. So you got to do the 0.20, times all the shit, and you only end up with where you thought you had 7,000 milligrams, you only end up with 1,050.
Well, and then you divide that by how many cookies?
by how
you
many
make?
cookies by how many
or whatever
teaspoons or tablespoons
Yeah.
of oil you're putting into the mix. So that's only out of 40 or out of 2 cups, or rather out of a cup.
Yeah,
so
it's
each-
48.
You just fucking do all this.
Oh, dude.
fucking-
I know, but-
So you break it down. It basically comes down to you've got what is it, like 2 milligrams of oil, or
But-
2 milligrams of
Is each
stuff.
cannabis going into each cookie individually, or is it
No.
one big batch?
No.
and
one
then
big batch.
So how do you really know that each one is?
You don't.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
have to divide.
Well,
and
each one is going to be.
It's never going to be consistent.
It's
you know
it's
what I mean?
yeah.
It
not-
is. It
yeah.
is, and it isn't. When you mix it all in the full mix like that, you know how much is in the entire mix.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you just break that down by how many.
No, I get
how many
that.
cookies you got.
But I'm still
But it'll
saying it's
never
still
be
never
exact.
because this pour
No.
is going to have different than
No.
that pour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It'll never be exact until you can get one of those in home. This is how much it's.
Yeah,
in.
yeah, you're right. How do they?
I don't know,
not do
dude. They got it for
not have
everything
that?
else. I don't know. They will.
Well,
or somebody does.
Here's the
Come on, sell
good.
it
Here's
already,
the
dude.
crazy thing. It won't matter for this motherfucker because this motherfucker can't get high.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it
know.
sucks.
It's 500 cookie, and you're fucking like, I think I feel
no,
a tingle. Nope.
No, 1,000,
Had to
a
sneeze.
1,500 milligram fucking cookie, and this motherfucker doesn't feel it.
You-
I've seen
you
this
should- you
guy
should
just
go on
do
this-
this with fucking RSO and not fucking. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
You know what?
I'm
You
just
need-
chasing the dragon.
You need to go on like a CBD cleanse. Okay, so
He
this
already
is something
tried
I
that.
learned. Did you do the how long did you do that?
You mean try to quit smoking or try to stop THC?
No, a
what I'm-
cleanse.
Like do like a solid CBD cleanse.
What do you mean cleanse? Like,
So
not-
there's this stuff called Undo, and I'm convinced, and I don't want to proprietary shit. I don't know. This is what I would do personally, is I would do CBD. I don't know anything else that works, but there is this stuff called Undo that for grandma or grandpa or somebody that's doing an edible,
I
it's
know
never
what you're
had
talking
it.
about.
Yeah,
If they
where
get
you
too
can take
high,
it. Yeah,
it
and
reverses
it doesn't
I
reverse
think
it.
I have
but
a packet up there.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I got a couple at home from.
What does it
something.
do?
You take it. Okay, so if you eat an edible, and
Is it
you're-
just a Xanax?
no? It looks.
That's
it looks like
that's the original undo.
You're not wrong.
That's the
No, this
original
is-
undo right there.
It looks like a fish oil pack, or a capsule. And what it is, it's just a capsule. And what it does is it doesn't kill the effect completely, but it gets rid of that I'm high, paranoid, whatever,
What
too
the
high.
fuck
It's
is
a
it?
placebo.
It's gotta be
the
Yeah,
person
it's
just
gotta be
thinks
a
it's doing
placebo.
it.
It's got to be
Yeah.
CBD. I mean,
Well,
that's what I
here-
would do. Is I
here-
would take CBD. So that's what I was going to say. CBD does just that. So like if you're eating dinner and you do the meal thing, like I do 2 milligrams of this and 5 milligrams of CBD. 3 milligrams of THC, and 1 milligram of CBD or whatever to even it out, so that you're not just like drooling on yourself by the time you're done eating. You actually go through this experience.
Are you talking about being high?
Yeah.
I want to be fucking retarded,
so
dude.
that's what I'm saying is, so CBD is the natural kryptonite of CBD2 is the natural kryptonite of CB1.
You're talking about CBD2.
Yes, which is
I keep thinking you're saying
I'm sorry. CBD is CB2. CB1 is THC. So CB2 or CBD is the natural kryptonite of CB1.
Honestly,
THC.
what I really need to do,
So
which
if
will
you
never happen, is I just need to
stop smoking,
Yeah,
yeah.
for like a month, and then
at least
but-
give it like
but
3
I
and
just
you'd
don't
be
think
set.
that'll
but
ever happen.
no,
This
if
guy
you can
used
give
to-
it a week and you did nothing but CBD, like actually get on a regimen, and you could actually give it a solid week, I guarantee you light up a blunt at the end of that week and you'll be fucking.
Let me tell you this though: if you ever come across some type of dab or whatever that you think, dude, if you have like a 1 gram dab, I'll fucking
Let's
do
get
it.
a 5
and I
gram
just wanna
dab
get
and give it
fucking-
to this guy, dude.
And I did because I just want to get like McClay is how he says how he's all fucking just in the couch
he's just
and all
like,
that,
yeah,
and
couch
It was
lock.
couch
Couch
lock.
lock, yeah.
Let me explain what that couch lock is like for all you motherfuckers that doesn't know that. When that couch lock hit
I'll say
me,
that hit you hard, man.
Rewind that. When that couch
Yeah,
lock hit me, you'll see it. You'll see when that shit hit me, because it was like bam. And
I thought
was
we were
just-
boring you.
And I was just like this.
Dude, I did
I was
too. I'm like, is he?
wow, this
I know, I'm
podcast
like-
isn't going
I'm
well.
like, all right, man.
I was like,
Sorry, dude.
and it was just fucking couch
I mean, it happens.
Next time when that happens, just shout it out so we know.
I did.
Just be like, go couch
he,
lock.
he tried. He really did. He heard it. He just didn't quite come out
Yeah.
that way.
But I would love to fucking go get the biggest fucking dab rig, so you could fucking give the biggest dab hit.
Okay, so this is a shout out to my sister Bree, who probably will accept that challenge with you, because anyway. But yes, the biggest dab rig in the world. Immediately thought of my sister. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's what I want to do. I
Yeah.
want to fucking, and I want to give it to him on the show,
Okay.
I'll do it.
and I want to see if it affects him.
I'm gonna get involved in that and bring my sister on.
Let's do it.
She has her card. She has her dab rigs.
Let's set this
She's
shit
got
up,
stuff,
man.
dude. She'll.
She
It's
got
not
she got
like this like trying to sound cool or bragging thing. Like
No, I
I'll
just
get
No, it's
high.
just your-
it works.
No, I want the
So
reality
fucking-
is that I am such a fucking stoner. I'm fucking wake and
100%.
bake until I go to sleep 24/7. And the reality is because I'm an ex-drug addict, and it just replaces like, not, it kind of fills that void up. So I know I'm chasing the dragon, but I'm still functional. I can still do things. I'm not nodding off fucking, 24 hours a day and shit. So that's the reality of it. But
Well, you've
but I would love to
faced
just one day just fucking get stupid high where I just like and don't know, you know what I mean, and just watch a movie or
Yeah,
something.
but wouldn't that
and-
be great to get to that point at night when
Actually,
your back's killing you?
for sure? You know what actually would be the best? You guys probably agree with this. Do you remember when the very first time you smoked weed as a
That's what I
teenager? When I was
mean,
like in a
dude.
freshman year, sophomore year,
I get
would
that.
laugh for
I laughed-
2
I
to
giggled my
3
ass off.
hours straight, just
Right.
with just looking at my buddies like you or Brad.
Cannabis
I'd
cough.
just be like, just not being able to stop fucking laughing.
right side hurts.
I think I've been chasing that since like
Oh, you'll never
high
get that,
school.
bro.
I
Yeah.
know you never do.
You'll
You know
never
what I
get
mean?
that shit back.
You know
Because the difference is, sorry, just real
No,
quick.
go ahead.
The difference is, in high school, like, hey, what do you want to do? Like, oh, let's smoke weed. Like, we got together. That's what we did, was smoke weed. As adults, smoking weed is just a given. Like, that's what you're gonna do with whatever you're going to
because
do.
you
Does
got
that make
all
sense?
the other shit to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
hey, what are
absolutely,
we gonna
yeah.
do? We're gonna do all. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go there. You just know that weed's part of it. But
Yeah.
back then, it was like, what do you want to do? Let's fucking smoke some weed. You
Yeah.
know? We're
And that
hanging
was-
out.
that
We're
was what-
smoking
yeah.
the weed. That's what we're doing.
That's what you're doing. Yeah, yeah. That's the
Sorry.
the actual activity. Yeah.
I sometimes
I just gotta
get
piss
that.
really quick. Just keep it going, McLean.
I sometimes
Cannabis
get that feeling like that it's more not necessarily a high, it's more of the taste.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll hit weed
Yeah.
and I'll get
That
the taste
flower,
and
yeah.
it takes me right back to that first time
Right.
I hit that fucking pipe. That first time, like 13 years old, and it's just that taste. And it's fucking glorious. If I could get that every time,
Do you bottle that? Yeah.
if they could give me like a paper or a wrap
Right.
that gave me that ability to have that taste every time, that fucking, you're a millionaire, man.
right.
You're a you know who I wish we could get on the show? Do you know that Raw guy, the guy that owns Raw, the rolling paper company?
Oh,
Raw?
no, I know the company. I don't know the guy.
Dude, the guy that owns Raw is a fucking cool motherfucker,
Yeah.
and he's here in Phoenix, dude.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they're based out of Phoenix.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
There's a lot of crazy shit going down here with all this cannabis. Like, this shit needs to hurry up and be legalized, but They're gonna try and fuck us, man. You watch.
Oh, they will. Well, oh man, I was I was at this. Excuse me. I don't know if it was a convention or it's not a convention. What the hell was it? It was I don't know what the hell it's called. It was a gathering of people, but they had like people there. You know, they had like Terry Goddard, the old governor, and they had was he the governor? They had all these people there that were like talking and whatever else, and then they had a whole cannabis. Now I'm stoned. Like meet and greet afterwards and interviews and like a speed interview type thing and all this bullshit. Anyway, one of the things that Terry Goddard was specifically talking about was the money and the last time it was here and how much dirty money came in, or whatever he called it, to be against it, and like completely last minute just killed all the positive vibe of it, killed everything that would actually make it legal, and that's why we barely lost it last time. So this time I don't know. Hopefully they're all on it,
I'm always worried that there's something in the background where they're gonna fuck us, man. Like I just want to be able to grow my own weed.
I want to say that
I want to be able to grow a couple plants just for myself. Yeah. That's all I want.
Well, in Colorado, you can do 6 a person.
That's what I mean. Like that's
perfect.
I don't even want that. There shouldn't be a number.
I don't even need that many. No, there shouldn't. I agree 100%.
That's ridiculous.
But I don't need 6. Like so you have my other 3 that I don't need. You know, like it doesn't fucking matter.
When you get your license, though, how much can you grow? That cultivating license?
6. Oh, the cultivating.
12.
Okay,
12.
Is it 12? Well, you have to be 25 miles away from a dispensary to be able to cultivate.
I know, so and that's hard to do. Like,
yeah, and right now the licensing,
bullshit.
It is bullshit. And right now the licensing, which isn't available.
You know why that's bullshit is because remember where we used to work on McDowell?
Yeah, right across the fucking street.
There's warehouses right there on Grand that reek of marijuana. And you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
And
as
there's
far
2
as
dispensaries right there.
Yeah.
I know they're growing weed there.
Yeah.
Isn't that great now? Like every once in a while, I'll be walking my dog, and I'll go right by at the same area of the neighborhood every time, and it smells like fucking dank.
Just flower.
Just
from a neighbor, you mean?
Flower, yeah. And I'm just like,
no. The best part is that you can't call the cops on someone for fucking smelling marijuana anymore.
Oh,
they made a law.
Yeah, that's kind of nice,
like,
right?
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate of that. Yeah, for sure.
Like one of the
I
best
smell
laws
people
ever.
smoking weed all the time, dude.
Right. I mean, I smoke weed all the time, so.
Well, yeah, but I smell it all the time. So
I do too.
I
smell it all the time too.
That makes me feel good knowing that there's more people smoking out there.
Well, that's going back like kind of like a circle, going back a full circle to this entire thing.
Fucking who is that?
Rob Snyder.
Yeah, Rob Snyder.
Yeah. So going back to the whole thing, like, that's kind of the whole point of all this stuff is that people are starting, you know, like back in 2009, that was fucking heroin, that was fucking crack.
Fuck yeah.
And there's a few people out there still that think it's in the same category still.
Yeah, and
there really are.
We guys have to wait for them to die off, dude. They're all like fucking.
I mean,
60
they're old
and older and shit.
I mean, no, there's some young ones too. I mean, granted, but.
You know how you deal with those people?
Educate them. Yeah, we'll get there.
No, you can't educate those people. You just don't talk to them because no conversation you're going to have with them is going to be valuable.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. There's no changing their mind if they just won't change their mind.
Yeah.
You can't, if you're not open, then.
Some people just wait until it's actually legal that I think will change their mind as far as like, 100%. I know certain people, I know even in my own family who. Yep. I just have a feeling once it's legal, we'll definitely try it because it's illegal.
I've had this conversation.
It's like, what the fuck? You're worried about that? Yeah. Like,
no, I've actually had this conversation with certain members of my family. It's like when it is illegal or when it is legal, I will absolutely partake and I won't drink alcohol, but it's not legal. I can't do it. I won't touch it. You know, and that's just bottom line.
Because of like a job
and everything else going on. It's like I can't, I won't, so I can't. Like even with a card, even medically, like I can't do it. So when it is legal, when I can do it recreational, like I'll fucking do it, and I won't touch alcohol. And like just waiting for the day, man.
You know what changes those people? Here's what changes those people. Somebody they love has a problem, and the only way to make them not be in pain is by giving them cannabis. That's what changes those people.
With both cancer or being an addict.
Anything.
Yeah, that too, yeah. That's a lot of people call it a gateway drug. It's the outgate gateway drug.
We were talking about this on the recent podcast where,
yes, 100%.
I'm sure you grew up with it as Dare.
Yeah,
Dare made me want to try all that shit.
Well, because it opens your world to all the... I'm like, oh my God. And they're right there in little baggies and everything. I'm like, that looks cool. That has a happy face on it.
But if we had what Chris Martin is doing, which is a guest we've had on, he's a huge fucking... in the cannabis movement here in Phoenix. Anyway, he owns Hempful Farms. We'll tell you about it after the show.
Nice.
But he you can explain it better because you were there, but he does education to kids about cannabis, and their parents
like
are there.
actual
It's not
education.
two kids. It's kids. It's like kids that are in a family that deals with cannabis in a familial way,
Okay.
talking to parents.
Okay.
So like what happened is I went to go say what's up to him at a little event they were having, and I walked in and he's sitting there watching, and it's a fucking like a classroom setting, and it's all these adults, and there's these 4 kids up there talking about growing up in a family where cannabis is not like a bad thing, and it was interesting to listen to them talk and answer questions from adults who are kind of afraid, we don't want to, this is a bad thing to talk about when our kids are around.
Right.
And it's like, no, this isn't a bad thing, this is medicine.
Right.
Would you not talk about Tylenol around your kid?
Right.
This is medicine. So,
good for them. Good for him. That's awesome.
It was mind blowing.
Yeah.
It was like it took me to a different spot. It was weird, dude. It was like holy shit.
Transcendent.
Yeah, and it's weird when
cool.
certain when shit like that happens to you on a like a community level. You know what I mean? Like that it's kind of like game change. Like
it's that fabric that connects us all actually connecting making connections.
It makes you think that all the bullshit that is happening out here. It's like fuck it. If we can do something in here, I'm cool with that. I don't care about this shit anymore.
Yeah, but if we had that growing up, I mean, how different.
Oh man, we'd be in a different spot today for sure, without question. Yeah,
I would definitely wouldn't have. Well, I don't know. I think we all have our reasons for why we tried hard drugs, but I don't think I would have. I don't know if that would have changed me. You know what I mean? I don't know.
What's weird with me is by the time I started smoking cannabis, probably 15, 16-ish. But as soon as I started smoking cannabis, I had a goal of trying every single drug known to man except for heroin. You know what I mean? That's what's as weird as why I got into it.
But that was because cannabis is actually not real bad.
But cannabis wasn't the gateway drug. I don't want to. I'm making it sound like cannabis was a gateway drug. It's more of just a curiosity, especially with like psychedelics, LSD at the time.
But that's what I was going to actually say with that is the curiosity, and I'm not speaking to you, specifically or anything like that. And when I was saying I was meaning as more of like as a community. I think but personally, but in that particular instance. People in general, we grew up learning that weed is bad, and Reefer Madness is now fucking hilarious to watch high off your ass. I mean, oh my god!
Do you remember they used to show us videos like that?
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
even
exactly.
Those commercials,
the commercials exactly, or the billboards and all the shit. Yeah, this is your brain on drugs and all that shit. But it was specifically marijuana on that shit, right? Because they didn't want you trying marijuana. Well, when you try marijuana, it's like, well, this isn't fucking bad. Like, this isn't bad.
So what else?
So they're lying to me about everything else. That's exactly it.
You're laughing your ass off.
And you're laughing your ass off, having a good time. Nothing's happening. Like, you're not gonna fucking die. And like,
I didn't jump out the window.
Yeah, you didn't you didn't murder your friend. Yeah, and then laugh about it, playing the fucking piano like a madman. Faster. That bullshit, right?
That's a generation I'm talking about dying off. Is that Reefer Madness generation that, you were saying you can't really talk to them because you can't really change their mind because they've been fixed on that opinion for so long. I'm talking about the older people
for the most part. I mean, there are those out there that are
like
still
for example, my
open-minded,
aunt and uncle. Like I don't blame them for their views and stuff.
Sure.
It's just what
way
they
they're
grew
raised,
up with, the way they were raised and stuff. But I would never try to talk them into cannabis because they still think of it as heroin. You know what I mean? It's just not worth my time. You know what I mean? So
well, and going back to that, that's where we're at today. 2020. People are educating themselves instead of ostracizing, and instead of the truth is slowly finally coming to light. In 2009, it just was not. It wasn't there, unfortunately, and it's bullshit. Because it's don't even get started on that. But anyway. It's finally people are educating themselves. It's getting to a point where we are learning through experience, like you said, McClay, where somebody has that, somebody's sick or somebody whatever. It takes that, and unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on. But now, because it's more available, people are learning this is actually helping. This is actually working, and we don't need to be doing these other things.
Here's the scary thing, though. We got to keep it at a community level, man. We can't let it get too big because once it gets too big, like a one entity, then it becomes like I don't want like pharmaceuticals to take fucking over cannabis.
Right.
I don't
want Monsanto weed.
Yeah. If once they tell us that we
GMOs
can't grow, once they tell us that we can't grow,
right?
That'd be cool, but
I mean, it would be cool, but you know,
I mean, I'd hit it.
yes, of course you would.
I won't support it.
I won't buy it, but I'll smoke it.
If you have it,
Oh, dude.
before
If I happen to be sponsored by it, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Monsanto, shout out. We need some new audio gear. No, before we wrap, this is kind of a question even for you, McClay, but I know you're a huge film buff and shit like that, and I'm always watching.
I like it at films.
Always looking for new things to watch, especially during this quarantine, man. Is there any good films or anything either one of you have watched recently, or docs or anything?
Well, I've been watching stuff on cannabis lately just because it's been what I've been kind of getting into recently as far as, you know, cooking and doing those things. So I'm kind of trying to
Like
see whatever.
documentaries, yeah.
A couple docs. There was a cooking show there for a second. The first one they did was horrible, but it was interesting. Second one they did was actually more to the science and to the stuff that appeals to me. It's like we did this to bring you up here, and then we did the CBD here to bring it down here, and here's the journey of and everybody had their own vision of what that looked like in a meal or something like that.
Like
so
YouTube
that was,
or Netflix?
no,
or?
this was on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I forget. Yeah, it was like the one is Cooking with Cannabis or something like that. That's the first one. The second one, I forget what the hell it's called, but it's the newer one. That one's actually the better one.
There's a really badass cannabis doc I saw. Oh, fuck, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, that's just the cooking show. There's a few docs out there.
Yeah. What about you, McClay?
One was the 420.
Dude, I just get deep into YouTube holes, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I watched this show about this guy who's stuck in Sri Lanka during the coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
An American?
I don't think he's American. I think he's Norwegian. And it was just interesting, you know what I mean? And he would like vlog from every day from this place.
Yeah.
And he was just showing like the shit that's going down there and all the craziness. And it's a police run state right now, you know what I mean? And it was just, and he was living with his family, and it was just really interesting. I went and watched that shit. And then, yeah, man, I watch, I go crazy down YouTube holes, bro.
I do the same thing.
Oh,
That's all
dude.
I do.
I can't believe I didn't think of it. Have you heard of or seen what the hell, The Midnight Gospel?
No, is it a show?
Oh, dude. Okay, you're welcome, first and foremost. No shit. Okay, no shit. Yeah, it's a new one on Netflix.
Okay.
It's a mind fuck.
I need a show, man.
Dude, you're gonna fucking love this. Watch it. Have the time to sit and watch. There's only 8 episodes right now. And it might be it. I don't know if they're going to do any more, if it's just like a one-time thing or what the hell it is. I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. It's an animation, and you need not be on acid while watching it. But it's a podcast. It's a fucking podcast with this dude, and they talk about the most existential shit. They talk about death. They talk about, like, you know, just watch it.
So it's a podcast, like a real podcast?
It's an actual podcast, and then they turn it into an animation, right?
Okay.
And then they do some dubbing afterwards, some ADR.
Cannabis golf.
Cannabis golf, where they'll do some ADR afterwards, where they make it part of it. It's a storyline. You know, this guy is basically going to these different realms as like a hologram or as a avatar, and he's having interviews. He's doing these podcast or space interviews, space interviews or whatever they call it, and it goes out to space. But it's existential type shit. You know, he's talking about death with this mortician who's written books and has these views, and just while death is writing, you know,
That's
and
cool.
they're talking.
They got that on
and
Netflix.
it's fucking awesome. I suggest it highly. I highly suggest.
It's crazy you say that
Really
because
Number 8 got me. Sorry. Good.
No.
No. That's
Last one. Fucking. We'll talk.
I was watching that Polytunes guys that does the Joe Rogan stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
That's what made me think of that.
the Joey Diaz one that just came out, man.
Uncle Joey.
Oh my god,
Uncle
dude.
Joey.
Yeah, there's a guy that does cartoons from like when like Joey Diaz is on. Actually, a lot of Rogans.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a point where Joey coughs and this fucking piece of phlegm hits the fucking camera.
Oh, dude.
And just
Of course it
slides
does.
there. But anyways, I was like, dude, how fucking if there's anybody out there that knows an animator or something that would fucking animate fucking parts of the show, hit us up. I would love to fucking do that.
Oh, there you go.
So
That's actually that would be fun. That would be fun.
yeah.
Right on, man. So fuck. Is there
Well, yeah.
anything you want to plug or fucking where people can find you? Are you on Instagram?
I am. I mean, I don't have a lot on there. I just got some random crap on there. Same with Facebook. You know, I mean, I look at them. I don't really do much in there, but they're there. You know, there are ways to get a hold of me for sure.
But
you can
Doherty's
IM me.
online, right?
Doherty's online. Actually, yeah, that one. I don't know where the hell's
Is that
that.
on YouTube or?
I don't even know.
I'll find it and put a link up or something.
I appreciate it. Thanks. The trailer's good.
Yeah.
The trailer's a good one. Anyway, yeah, I just me. You know, like I said, I'm back on this side of town just recently, and now I've got the time kind of recently, and I'm looking to get back into shit. So if anybody's looking for somebody that can do some accents and whatnot, I'd be happy to do them for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on and shit. Do you want to do some shout outs, Clay?
Fuck, dude, I'm stoned.
Shout out to Bang Salon, This, That, and the Other podcast, that AZ80 HD podcast, Hempful Farms. Pelvic Meatloaf's got a new music video they just dropped. You check that
nice,
out.
nice.
We shared that. Mike Watkiss has a new book out. Kurt Nermy has a new book out.
Robin Cote's got a new book out.
Robin's got a new book out.
Yeah, Robin. Yeah. Shout out to Robin. What's up, Rob? What's up, girl? Seen her around here.
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. You got anything else you want to add, or?
No, man. Peace and love, man.
Sweet. Awesome.
Good talking to you
Actually,
guys.
can
Good
hear
talking to
this,
everybody.
really quick.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was fun. I appreciate you guys having me, man.
Hell
This
yeah,
was,
bro.
this was a blast.
Hell
Anytime
yeah.
you want, bro. Especially if you're down the streets and hang out more. Especially when
Yeah, I'm
this
close.
virus is over and shit. Word. So,
I'll leave my schmog at home.
that is a wrap on episode 80 of the Bogcast.
Pink.
Thanks, buddy.
Bang.